Oh my god, I need this! Where's the water? Where's the water?
Just eat snow.
You notice something light and gentle on your left forearm, and then you hear a nom.
What?
What? They said eat snow.
Daniel, you're making weird face.
Do you need to go to the bathroom? Like, we can all give you some space.
Well, no, it sounds like there's a train or something like that.
It could be a flying space train. You are paralyzed for the next 3 hours.
And
Highly
this is how I die.
Don't worry, Snow.
I'm very useful for this kind of stuff. Thank you very much.
Say maybe you can get some firewood or...
Fireworks, got it. Okay.
I heard you ran off, and I rolled a d20, so your fate is sealed.
No!
You see, there seems to be a path all the way through, and it is actually lit. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Odd Campaign Season 3, Episode 11. I am Quentin, your GM, here, surrounded by the usual suspects, my casting crew. Sound off 1-2 and give me a nice introduction of you.
Hi, I'm RL, and I play Elias, spelled alias for no specific reason whatsoever, because she is a Russian spy, redact that, not a Russian spy, a regular girl from Wisconsin who just has some very interesting accents.
Hi guys, I'm Snow, and I play Snow in the podcast. She is the leader of the Odd Guild, alongside with her faithful wolf companion, Nachia, who is the king.
Hello.
Thank you, Nachia. Very good. Snow has been all this time looking for her ex-boyfriend, Blaine Anderson. God knows if we'll find him. And if not, well, who knows if that relationship with Wilson will ever progress.
Hi, everyone. My name is Daniel, and I play Daniel. I'm the cleric of the group, and I heal people when I feel like it, mostly Sal.
And I'm Mohit. I play Sao in the game, who his real world name is Ash. I'm the resident screw-up of the group. I'm often the one taking this quote-unquote healing from Daniel.
All right, and as I mentioned, I am Quentin the GM here, and we're going to go with a brief recap before we jump back into things. So, my lovely players, for the audience back at home, what do you all remember happened last episode, and what was your favorite part?
Sao got separated from the group, and Sao got separated from the group, respectively.
No, the most memorable and your favorite part.
Well, their names are Jim, and Jimbo, respectively.
They play the clarinet,
and bassoon.
Wow.
I don't know what that's from.
That's from our podcast.
It's
2
from the
episodes
episode.
ago.
Yeah, like 3 episodes.
The clarinet,
I
the
can't
clarinet,
remember things,
and
apparently.
the bassoon.
Well, the last thing I remember, actually, it's not even the last thing I remember. I definitely remembered that Sal got lost, but the most memorable moment was all of the weird relationship building between Daniel and Elias.
Friendship
Yeah.
building.
That's
friendship,
a relationship.
That is a
friendship
relationship.
building.
It is a relationship
It was friendship building.
of friends.
There was a ship.
Platonic relationship building. Platonic.
More of a
There was a
rowboat,
ship.
but yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of like going in circles, though.
So last episode, I remember that Wilson purposely climbed a tree to fall down it to hold hands with Snow on purpose, because that's how you build relationships in a natural way.
He fell for her. What can you say?
Good point. Good point.
And Sao, as usual, is on the verge of dying. No one knows how or why, but we'll find out.
He's not dead.
Yes.
But he might be.
on today's episode of Sword Art Online. Boom.
Real quick question, just as a precursor.
Don't you be looking at me. Why are you looking at me?
How do you feel about body mutilation and or potential replacement of limbs or vital organs?
Potential replacement of limbs and or vital organs.
Yeah.
I'm never too attached to my arms. I always knew I could lose them.
Yeah.
Just specifically the arms? Okay.
No. Just really anything.
Anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
want to get wild with it, with certain other appendages. I will give you permission to do so.
Amazing. Okay.
Right.
Your left pinky toe.
Just the toe.
Let's go with left
Shoots
pinky
lasers
toe.
now.
Alrighty. I was more so thinking of a cod piece, but alrighty.
Roll a fortitude save, just to start everything off.
That was a low roll. Hang on. I got a 9.
Oh, spicy.
Yeah.
Groggily and in a daze, you slowly begin to awaken, but you notice a couple of things. As juxtaposed to the rugged outdoors which you were previously trapped in, you find yourself in a much more temperate room, somewhat controlled environment, and you find it much easier to breathe, just in general.
Ooh, that's a lot better. It's a lot better. Am I surrounded by water?
As you sit up, you find that you're on some form of metal table, and there is a light blue sheet covering your lower half.
Why does this feel like the doctor's office?
You look around, and there are multiple bright, shining lights piercing into your eyes, suspended from a ceiling from metallic beams and structures. All around, there are glass cases filled with vials and various other instruments of scalpels and drills nearby.
I literally just got my wisdom teeth removed. Why do I gotta do it in the game?
And as you're getting up and starting to sit upright, you notice a woman scurry in. She has long blonde hair that's kind of pulled back into a bun, and she's currently wearing a light blue surgical mask and is wearing what appears to be a nurse's uniform.
Ooh.
Oh, dearie, don't get up, please. No, you're not well enough yet. You're still recouping after the surgery.
Well, hello. Who might you be?
My name would be Rosemary Lacena.
Doesn't matter what your last name is.
Oh, dear, it does.
What a beautiful first name, Rosemary. I'll tell you what, roses are the finest smelling flowers in the whole world.
I wouldn't know. None of them grow here. But regardless of that fact, this is just an acknowledgement.
They're
waiver.
almost as beautiful as you are.
If you wouldn't mind, and she hands you a clipboard, and you see that it's almost some sort of notice. It's not something you technically agree to more than that you acknowledge. It's dated by the Bureau of Preservation under the Department of Medical Assistance.
Bureau of Preservation.
Mm-hmm.
Say, Rosemary, what's that supposed to mean?
Oh, you're currently in the preservation ward under the Bureau of Preservation. This is where anyone goes to get medical attention and or any necessary surgeries.
Necessary surgeries?
One of our scouting parties found you out in the woods. You were passed out, almost frozen near to death. We had to do a number of restorative and reparative things.
Wait, I've seen this one. What year is it? Are we 70 years in the future? Did I freeze in ice?
No, you seem to have passed out somehow in the middle of the woods. You couldn't have been there for more than the night. Some of our miners found you roaming about. They were venturing out a little further into the woods, luckily, and they were able to find you. A stroke of good luck, if you ask me.
Well, Rosemary, can't turn down a sign from you.
So if you could then just sign right there on the dotted line.
You got a pen?
Of course. And she hands you one.
Wow. Bic 2-point font. Wow. The best kind of disposable pen.
Would they have pens in this realm?
Yes, this game was sponsored by Bic.
They would have pens, but they would be ink pens.
Like fountain pens.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Wow. What a mighty fine pen that you got there. And then I sign it in print letters. SOW. SOW in lowercase. Yeah.
Lowercase.
as close to Comic Sans as possible.
So you must be one of the common folk. I haven't seen you here before, and we didn't have you on record of any of our files, which was quite odd.
I must be one of the common folk? Well, Rosemary, some people may call me a common folk, but in reality, I am a very dashing man, if I do say so myself.
But
I'm sure you'll find out.
The nomenclature is quite indicative. Of course, because only those of a higher echelon would be graced with a last name.
But I have a last name. It's Water.
By all means, then. And she would change your print, and she would write Sal, but she would write Sal von Amnes.
Bruh. Okay. Alrighty.
That's not how you spell water, you dumb.
It's not how you spell water, Rosemary.
Do you say this?
Yeah.
Why? God.
It's not how you spell water.
Why do you do this to yourself?
I'm sorry, I should shut up. I can't, I'm not allowed to give you ideas.
Pardon. Is there a different nomenclature in which you're ascribed to? I don't know from all the various districts what some of the aforementioned precursory names are.
Well, I could show you. I could show you the whole world.
Well, please, if you could just sign on the dotted line, quite honestly.
I'm not entirely sure how big this one is, but sure, yeah, I'll sign.
Okay, what do you actually sign?
Sal.
Just Sal once
Sal.
again?
Yeah, once again.
What?
All right. Well, let me go ahead and document this, and I will send this over and see if the Department of Resources has anything on this. And as once we find out all of your paperwork, you're absolutely free to go. But do be aware that the Inquirers will be coming to see you shortly.
Inquirers?
Of course. Well, unless you would rather pay up front. I don't know what belongings you have to your person.
Wait. Do you take quadruple A insurance?
Do you take musical performance as a form of payment?
I could put on a show for acting, not any other kind of show that most people would be happy with.
I'm not particularly in charge of the more financial side of things. The Inquirers will, though, come to collect their due.
Okay. All right. Whatever you say, Rosemary.
If you could, there is a subsequent form right there left on the bench next to you. It's just going to request where your current residency is and where the best way to find you is. Okay. It'll make their job a lot easier.
Oh, sweet. All right. Okay. Can I roll a sense motive?
Sure. Amazing.
I'm so glad I gave him these dice.
Crit. Fail. Okay.
So it seems like a perfectly harmless document that just they're trying to get a little
Wait a minute.
She's trying to get to know you better, and you feel very inclined to fill it out. You assume that she's trying to get your deets so that she can hit you up later to explain it in words that you better understand.
Ooh, I'm down for that. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I sign it and I put Snow's residence, the guild hall.
Do you just write guild hall?
Yeah, I write down guild hall, and because I don't know where it is, I write down guild hall.
This is entirely in character for Sal, so yeah.
And in real life, so I would do this. I'm really bad with directions. Yeah. Okay, I write down guild hall. I say talk to the butler when you get there. What was his name again? Gregory? Yeah. Talk to Gregory when you get there.
Okay. So, yeah, you are free to roam about the cabin. She left through a double-wide door that seems to is a push door with a bar, and there are windows so you can see through it. And it seems like on the other side,
Can I perception check my body?
Sure.
23.
You do notice that after examining the entirety of your outside body, not much seems to change, but then you get up towards your neck, and there seems to be almost a lined structure, almost bulbous in nature, kind of like on both sides of your neck. And like I said, you've been finding it a lot easier to breathe recently.
No. Did they take away my gills?
And there does seem to be a transcript of the operation.
All right. Okay, I'm going to read it. What does it say?
It says subject was experiencing severe respiratory issues and hypothermia, which was leading to critical condition. Subject was first reheated in a steam bath, and then operation began on the subject's lungs, replacing a lot of the respiratory system that was currently in place.
Oh my god.
It says that pneumatic enhancements have been operated on your respiratory system.
Enhancements?
These are an enhancement.
This is going to take some getting used to. Okay.
You are breathing
I'm breathing
much
perfectly
easier.
fine, but I am cautiously optimistic about the lack of gills because the whole thing is like, I need this skill to know that I am an essential part of this group, okay? And let's say there's a water level. Let's say you, GM, design a water level.
I definitely
Universally loved by all gamers.
It is. It is true.
And then I could be the only one who can solve it.
Who knows? It is an enhancement.
It is an enhancement.
We'll have to play around.
Correct. Okay. I can breathe perfectly fine, though. Do I feel the need for water?
No, you don't feel the need for water.
Okay. Sweet. So I'm not parched?
No.
Nice. Okay.
You actually feel invigorated, like you have been taken very good care of. And even in the transcript, it notes that vitamin supplements have been administered and that you were given a drip to make sure that you were and fed multiple meals while unconscious.
Can I perception check the jars, the vials, like the jars of liquid
that are just around the room in general, because they're like
I'm trying to find
cases.
my gills. Yeah.
You can perception to see if you can find your gills. Yeah.
29. You better tell me.
So as you're looking around the room, you realize that your gills aren't in any given jar, but your gills are almost still attached to you. It just seems like they have a precursory lining above them. And it seems like if you try and peel it away, it almost feels like a scab, but it's like a metallic scab, and it is like attached to your skin. If you were to try and tear this off, it would rip the skin with it.
Ooh, that's painful. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to find the door.
Yeah. No, you definitely saw the double door that was
okay. Well, I'm gonna go through the double door. Wait, hold on. Before I do that, am I wearing any clothes?
You are currently in perfect like white trousers and like boxers. Other than that, you're not really.
Not my style. Do I find any clothes around the room in my perception check?
There's a light blue robe kind of just in the corner. That's about it.
You know what?
And hospital slippers.
Okay, you know what? I'll just go shirtless outside. Okay,
do you take the hospital slippers?
Yeah, I'm trying to impress someone. Okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna go through the.
All right, you put on your blue fuzzy slippers and you start making flip-flopping your way. Not because your feet have flippers, because the sandals. Yeah, the slippers. As you're walking down this large and pristine white walkway. It seems like an absolutely massive structure. As you exit the double doors, you see long hallways arching both left and right.
Is there anyone in within sight? Because I'm trying to find the Inquirers.
Oh, you're trying to find the Inquirers?
I'm trying to pay my bills here, okay? Because I'm an upstanding citizen of society, and yeah.
You see a couple of individuals. There's actually an individual in a wheelchair somewhat down the hall, and another person who you can see through a glass window. Looks like they're working with a nurse, and they're doing bicep curls, like they might be in rehabilitation. You do hear, actually.
Could Rosemary please come to the front office? Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to follow any signs I see to get to the front office.
So as you look down your right, it does seem to be that there is signage posted on the ceiling, hanging from the ceiling, and it has an arrow pointing down the left of the corridor to your right.
This is a nice hospital. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go down that way.
All right.
Yeah.
And you make your way up to what seems to be a large, spacious room. It opens up. The ceiling previously down this corridor was only like 10 feet tall, but it actually opens up and curves upward. Large glass windows arc with the ceiling as well.
A dome.
So it's almost like a dome, longer than it is wide. It's not perfectly spherical. It's more like a half cylinder, if you would, where the building's arcing. And in the midst of it, there are just chairs lining every single which way, and it seems like there are dozens of these corridors, and there is just one individual sitting behind a plain white desk, and you hear the ticking and tapping of what may be a typewriter.
I'm gonna approach that person and be like, hey, I'm Sal.
Pardon me, who are you?
Sal, SOW, I'm mildly scared.
Do you have your identification on you?
Are
you requiring your personal belongings? Oh, I see.
And you see what appears to be a grizzled, older-looking woman with like long white hair pulled backwards, and she's currently smoking a cigarette.
Yep.
She's wearing a light blue button-down shirt, but she has a white coat over it. She's kind of like hunched over, and she's typing at this typewriter.
Let me see what I can pull out of the database.
Thanks, Wazowski.
Are you mocking me?
No, I'm not. You just remind me of someone I'm very fond of.
I get that a lot.
And you just hear her tick away at a typewriter, and as she hits the return stroke key, you just hear and it seems as if something almost falls down a spiraling metal carousel, and it's rolling down in an orb, and then it rolls onto her desk, and you hear a ding, and she unscrews this little ball, and in it is a furled up scroll, which she pulls out.
We have your personal belongings back in the, where did they put them? Oh, you had some interesting equipment on you. It was actually under review. Most of it was deemed useless junk, though. So it actually ended up going to the archive. You can speak with the overseer in the archive to get your belongings.
We're gonna find that. We're gonna find the overseer.
Oh, goodness. Oh, right. They did inform me that you didn't have any identification on this and that you're apparently new in town.
And I'm new in town.
Well, enjoy your stay for the next 10 years.
And she hands you the slip, and it does have little directions on the back where it tells you to exit this building, go down about 2 blocks to the left, and you should see a rather large building.
Okay, I'm gonna go down that way, see the large building, enter the said large building.
Yeah, before all that, though, my guy, please calm down. You think you're going places?
I am going places.
You are going places.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm going places with Rosemary platonically.
Platonically, completely
Sure.
platonically.
Yes.
We'll go with that.
Platonic.
By the way, as you're leaving towards the exit, the entire front of the building is almost entirely made of glass, and there's multiple sets of these double wide glass, like complete glass doors with these metal bars. And you're able to vaguely see out into the street before you. It seems like a bustling populace, but as you go to open the door, you are blinded by the radiant sunlight and are recouping after your most recent surgery as you step out into a brave new reality. And that is where we're going to transition over to the other group, because I don't want to give too much away. So the rest of my guild of adventurers, we last left off, and you were at a mountain pass, if I remember correctly. Sound about right?
That would be right. We were cutting up on it. Yep.
All right, so all of you stand before this mountain pass, and you are greeted by a welcoming sight of human innovation. There seems to be train tracks leading towards a massive structure up further in the distance. That tower that you saw last time, which seems to be made of a black, almost reflective substance. And you more actively hear the sounds of humanity ebb nearer to you. More clearly defined is the sound of the pickaxe striking rock and ore, and machinery conversing, people talking, and even the faint sound of music, and like an old school gramophone almost echoing down the mountainscape.
All right, finally, civilization.
Yep, sounds like we've got people here. Do we want to head in?
I don't see why not.
I don't know what else we would do. Hopefully someone here found Sal.
Yes, that would be the
Hopefully.
hope.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
definitely.
Or maybe, who knows, maybe he found them before we did. Ash did have a head start. What are we calling him?
I think it's Sao,
But he said
Ish.
Ash.
but that's
Sushi.
his real name. Sao would be his username.
We call him Sal. We call him Ash. We call him Sachet occasionally.
All right, I'm just going to refer to him whatever feels right in the
We could
context of
just-
the situation.
If he's doing something dumb, we just call him Sal. If he's doing something smart, which is rarely, we call him Ash.
Maybe we just refer to him as idiot in general.
No, that's not nice. We can't do that.
That is a little mean.
Oh,
Besides, I call him Sao because he's the shape of water, right?
I thought he was supposed to be like part water elemental, but then he said he had gills, which is more like merman.
I
And
thought you said he was slave.
I mean, he was that at one point too. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Wait. So he is not slave that you have purchased?
No.
No. He actually broke free. We should
Well,
have
I
allowed
mean,
him.
I'm pretty sure we more so rescued him.
Okay, we're gonna let Sal occasionally have a
Rescue.
victory.
Purchase. It is same.
No, it really isn't.
Anyway, I thought his class was, not his class, I think he told us his race was Undine.
Yeah, but that's like closer to a water elemental. You wouldn't have gills?
I don't know.
I don't know what race he is either. Maybe it is just a cosmetic.
Maybe his race does not matter.
What if he's a half-breed?
Anyways, should we get going? I mean, we can talk.
Definitely.
We can debate about what he is, maybe when he's here, and he could just like tell us.
Well, all right, fine. Snow starts to walk into the passage.
Sure.
Off the tracks on the side of them.
Daniel is going to follow her.
My guy, roll a knowledge engineering real quick.
What time of day is it?
It might be slightly afternoon at this point because you guys had to get here, but
Okay.
it's still not evening yet. You'll be able to make it further in first.
I rolled 29 on knowledge engineering.
Upon closer inspection, these tracks look peculiar. Normally, train tracks really are just used as a literal guiding rail in order to make sure that the train is steered in the appropriate direction. But these seem to have curved nodules, almost like hoses, sticking out on the inside of the tracks, and they're curved going with the track line, and they seem to be there every inch or so.
What's the slope on this mountain, this section of the mountain like?
Oh, it's actually relatively flat.
Maybe they're using this as some sort of extra grip for the train because maybe they get too much ice on the rails or something.
You do also notice that, interestingly enough, it's not like they're just metal prongs, but they're hollow on the inside.
Are you talking to yourself, Daniel? You can talk to me.
I think he's thinking out loud.
Yeah, just a little bit or a lot, maybe. A lot.
What's so intriguing here? It looks like a train track.
Yeah, but there's these little nubbins, for lack of a better word.
Nozzles? Like, kind of like a hose, but like just the top of it.
Oh,
Kind
I
of
know.
curved.
Maybe because it is steam powered, it blows air through and lifts up the train to go fast. Like air powered, steam powered, maybe. Is that
Yeah, I have
possible?
absolutely
Is that
no idea.
possible? I don't know.
I don't know. I guess we'll see when we see the trains.
So you're all conversing, hypothesizing about what's going on here. As you all are making your way down the tracks, further deeper into the mountain pass towards what seems like a bustling civilization, you do start to notice that there are actually dozens of people dotting the landscape of these cliff sides, all wearing mining gear. Some of them are moving the excavated substances into a series of carts, which all seem to be headed to this large tower made out of that same dark, almost reflective stone or metallic substance. All of these individuals have pretty similar traits in forms of their clothing, at least, where they're all wearing these dark, almost knee-high boots. They almost are all wearing some form of overall, though some of the clasps and straps seem to be weathered and torn, and they all have on kind of dingy, ragged clothing, but all of them seem very hard at work. But the most noticeable thing is the demographic is not particularly discriminatory. While you see some of the anticipated middle-aged or younger males working, you also see some surprisingly elderly folk and even children.
Well, it appears we arrived in the 1800s.
Oh, geez.
Not quite. Maybe. We arrived in town, in game.
Also correct. I was just more referencing the child labor and the heavy reliance on mining and...
If child is not laboring, what did you labor child for?
Well, this would be considered mildly, no, not even mildly, this is dangerous work. Technically, walking through these caves is a risk for our lives, because these could collapse at any time.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I don't see a problem with people working, doing this stuff that they are doing, as long as they are getting paid.
Hang on. That is a 2-year-old child walking around with a rock.
He is not two. Look at him.
He's probably at least like 5 or 7 snow.
Yeah.
Okay, listen.
I mean, small children are small. It is
They
hard
are
to distinguish
babies.
I mean,
They're all
I
babies.
agree. I'm not defending the fact that there's a 7-year-old child with a mining outfit and a torch hat on right now, carrying around a bag of what looks like coal. I'm not sure.
Maybe it is the type of shiny black rock that we are seeing. It doesn't look like it is coal.
Snow is going to approach one of the workers or whoever's nearby.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
You pick out a female. You find this woman standing closer towards the tracks mining, more so towards the summit of these two mountains. She has short cropped black hair. She looks like she'd probably be in her upper 40s with these gray strands going through her hair. Her overalls seem kind of tattered and one button is broke, and her white shirt is, well, you presume it was white ones, but is very dingy and stained with soot and various other substances. And she's currently busy working, but you do stop her for a moment.
Excuse me, miss?
Yes.
I'm just wondering, I'm trying to get my bearings here. We've just arrived, and what place is this?
This, you're currently over by the mines. Town is over that way. Are you new here?
She seems very confused.
We are travelers from overseas.
Oh, we haven't. I didn't even know that a boat was supposed to be coming in this month. Normally they don't come during these tides. But welcome. Strange you come from land, though. But nevertheless, welcome to Erveldum.
Erveldum?
You can just call it Veldum for short. Most people do.
And you said Veldum. How do you spell that?
Beldum.
First try.
Got it. Nice. It's almost like it's spelled phonetically.
So what are you mining here?
Oh, most all of this is coal here. We need it to heat our homes. Some of it is actually more of an igneous plutonic rock.
Do I hear this conversation going on, or am I close enough to converse?
You are walking alongside of Snow. You can roll a perception check. You weren't particularly engaged in the conversation, but your entire party has halted at this point.
I probably walked about 5 feet away to whoever was closest. That's pretty much the distance, I assume.
She isn't speaking in hushed tones, and she's addressing you like this should be common knowledge.
29.
Yep. So you definitely overhear the conversation, Daniel.
So would that be obsidian rock?
Oh, you could call it that, I suppose. It is some form of dried and preserved magma.
Both of my guesses were correct.
Interesting. We have a compatriot of ours who seemed to have gotten lost in one of the snowstorms. Do you happen to know if they send out scouting parties or where they would take people that would be injured or lost in the snow?
Quite rarely do we send out any parties out into the wilderness unless someone of grave importance somehow managed to get lost in the forest, but not many travel out that far. As you can see, the tracks end right by the mountain pass. The only reason we really have access to all of that is in case we need extra timber, but nary is that ever a problem. I presume it's possible. You said when were they lost?
It was about one night ago.
Oh, if he got caught up in the blizzard, he may be suffering some severe conditions.
Yes, which is why we're concerned. He went off looking for some extra firewood for the evening.
Well, if anyone were to find him in a state like that, they would immediately take him to the Department of Medical Assistance. Well, most people would. It's possible that some of the lower town folk may have more sympathy for him.
Oh, well, who could we speak to about possibly getting together a search party?
It's quite tricky to arrange those, as a matter of fact. You could go to the Department of Civil Order, I suppose, and if you had enough resource, I venture they wouldn't mind getting together a small band to look for him. But if he was brought, I would definitely say that the Department of Medical Assistance would be the first place to go. They document every coming and going from there. No one goes through without the inquirers knowing.
Sorry, I have a question for you as well.
Sure, go ahead.
You said the train tracks stop here, but does that mean the train is coming sometime soon, maybe? Would it be passing through?
It depends. I would have to check the reserves. Most of the time, unless we gather enough material, the train doesn't need to come until the shift end.
And when is that?
Oh, shift end is not till sunfall. That normally doesn't happen until 5 or 6 p.m. Past those times, it becomes sub-freezing, and only the underdwellers are allowed around here.
underdwellers? So people live like underground?
You might as well at that point. They're individuals who are appropriately equipped to go into the deeper depths of the mine. They have protective gear on them for a number of various things, both the cold out here during the night times, which helps them survive the sub-freezing temperatures, but also to help them with the increasing heat as you get deeper in.
Heat? As you get into what you think is mountain?
Well,
indeed.
As you go lower into the ground, you get closer to the core of the earth, and it gets hotter.
Well,
yes,
also,
the core of the earth, which you would, one, have to dig quite deep, but two, if you are digging into a mountain, and she
volcano?
says that in air quotes, hush, no, I am trying to...
I'm thinking the same thing. They're talking about magma dried on the surface. I gotcha. But Snow looks at the group. Let's try and see if we can message Sal. And if he doesn't respond, we definitely should go and see this, the Department of Civil Order, maybe, if we can't get him to respond.
Regardless, I would probably recommend you waiting for the train. Traveling out through the wilderness can be quite taxing. Honestly, you'd probably make it in about the same time whether you wait here or left now. It's quite a trek to the main city.
Oh.
That seems a bit reasonable.
It's about 3 miles out from here. It would take you quite some time, and the train will be here in, like I said, 4 or 5 hours.
4 or 5 hours. 3 miles. If we go, we should have, Elias, you were right, we should have all gotten some of those potions of cold resistance.
No, don't listen to Elias. She doesn't know anything about cold environments.
Snow has this blank, and rolls her eyes.
I kid, Snow.
It was a compliment. Take it as you can.
A compliment?
Well,
Elias blushes.
we have, 5 people with us right now, and 2 of us have mounts. And I'm sure Selena could summon something, so if we're not on foot and we're actually riding our mounts, I'm pretty sure we could probably get there quicker if we wanted.
Maybe, or we could wait for a train.
That's 4 or 5 hours from now.
That's
if we don't
not
get there
that
soon
much
enough. If Sal is out there and he is frozen, I mean, he's going to be dead, but I can still see his player icon, and looks like he's still alive.
How about you send a message to Sal? If he doesn't answer in the 4 to 5 hours...
Okay. Selena.
Yeah?
Do you think you would be able to get a mount that could carry two of you?
I can summon steeds for each of us.
Well, I'm fine riding a Chia. He's actually really well equipped for going in cold weather.
I can summon one for the 3 of us who don't have... one per person, I suppose. That
You
shouldn't be a
mean to
problem.
tell me that we could have been riding horses this entire time, or...
it's actually a little tiring in order to bring them here, and they don't particularly like the weather, so I didn't want to subject them to that because I felt like it would be animal cruelty.
That is understandable and very adorable.
Does it have to be horses?
Technically, no, it could be any large creature, but horses tend to be the most easy to rear and control.
Elias perks up and she looks at Selena. Any large creature?
I suppose, but if I summon something like a large cat, it may just see you and want to bite your face off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you also have to use your skill ability for ride, so if you don't have that, I recommend getting a creature you can drive.
I can, if I summon the horses are generally pretty tame, and if I just speak to them for a moment, we should be able to get on some good terms, and they'll be able to carry you.
What do you think, Daniel?
Well, waiting around out here isn't ideal, and if we can get a mount for all of us to get into town, that could be the difference between us meeting Sao in a good state and us meeting Sao in a not so great state.
In a dead state.
But at the same time, we can explore this building and wait for a cool train. Trains?
I would wait for the train.
No, Wilson, we're not going on the turtle stint.
Miss lady, I wanted to... is she still there?
She has walked on, and she's actually headed towards the large black tower by the now. She looked like she had filled her bag, and she's walking over to a cart.
Am I able to catch up to her?
Yeah, you can run up to her.
I run up to her.
Sure.
Miss, I don't believe I got your name, but I wanted to thank you for your information and help. It was very useful. And she gives her 1 gold coin.
She kind of blinks her eyes and tilts her head and looks confused.
What is this?
It is coin.
Strange.
It is money.
I've never seen gold preserved in such a state.
And she kind of grabs it and she kind of bites down on it.
I suppose this would be a conductive substance and may be able to fetch something, so
Wait,
appreciated.
one more quick question. Is this not the common currency where you are?
Currency.
Money? Something that can be traded for goods and or services?
Oh, no. Normally most people don't handle in conductive metals like this in order for trade.
What do you handle in?
Resources, most casually. Any form of food is highly sought after. Wood, coal, iron, any ore. Conductive metals are rarely used unless you're doing some higher-end electric experiments. The conductivity can be rather useful, but most people don't tend to dabble on those. You could maybe get a fetching price for them at the Department of Education. I know that some of the students there have been requesting some of these rarer minerals, but it's been put on hold because it hasn't been deemed overly necessary.
Thank you. That is quite helpful. Oh, no. And Elias will walk back over to the group.
And you see as she dumps the rest of her bag of these strange rocks into this cart, which seems now mostly full, and she pulls down on a clasp, which is attached to a lever, and then she pulls it back. And a little red light on the side of it turns green, and all of a sudden you just hear a and some steam starts to pour out the undercarriage of it. And then you just hear what Daniel would have described as a reciprocating gear. And the cart goes down the track towards the Black Tower.
So GM, there's steam going through the rails, and the steam drives an engine that moves the carts and trains around.
So go ahead, roll another knowledge engineering on this specific piece of equipment.
So I rolled a nat crit.
Nice.
So that is a 42 total.
This, you can expertly deem that these two tracks are completely separate from one another. These tracks seem a lot more reasonable to what you would presume that it was just a guiding rail. The steam is actually coming from a pneumatic system. This pneumatic actuator seems to be powering a piston, which is firing off these reciprocating gears on the cart. But it doesn't seem that these tracks have inlined the same steam nozzles, which are lining the other track.
So it's two completely different systems. Interesting.
Oh, wait, what was that?
Oh, just me talking to myself and thinking out loud like a completely normal person.
Daniel,
Okay, that's fine.
you seem to talk to yourself a lot. Are you lonely?
No, I just talk to myself a lot.
Fair enough.
Sometimes you have to talk to yourself because no one else will understand what you're saying.
What were you doing over there with her, Elias?
Well, I was trying to compensate her for her time and information, so I gave her a gold piece, but...
What's wrong?
Apparently this is not common currency on this floor.
Wait, what?
She said something about it being a conductive metal in currency, stuff that it's traded for usual goods and services is stuff like food and ore.
Wait, Daniel, you can make food.
Yeah, but doesn't it disappear after like 12 hours?
We should have brought Clyde.
Isn't that like effectively stealing? Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you this food. It's gonna disappear in the next 10 minutes though. Woo! Give me that toy.
Listen.
Run out of the candy shop.
Well, it's going to disappear if they eat it anyway.
Yeah, but like some people like to preserve their rations for the winter.
Maybe
Look
we
at
should
where
just-
we are.
You know what? Maybe we should start a restaurant.
Yes.
We could make a killing, except I believe that between the two of them and Wilson Points, they can only make so much food.
Well,
yeah, between the two of us, I mean,
It'll be a pop-up
maybe a
restaurant.
couple of dozen people.
well, beside the point. Let's see if we can get a hold of Sal.
Good idea.
I thought
Message.
you already messaged him.
No, we've been talking this whole time.
My word.
Been figuring things out, you know?
Well, we could also message Clyde and ask him to send us stuff, perhaps, if
I thought
that's
your
possible.
Clyde friend was very sad and depressed.
He
Oh,
is.
he is. But when you are depressed, one cooks. and then eats a lot of the food.
Oh no.
Is he fat?
Is currently, yes. That sounds apt.
Thor arc. Here we go. It's gonna happen.
Was he previously? No. He was a very spindly, thin, frail man.
Wait. Hold on. I know.
The man put on some weight.
How
In
much?
how many days?
2 weeks.
How much?
We weren't gone for 2 weeks.
It's been a while.
Wilson, it's been like, you don't, it doesn't work that way, Wilson. It doesn't.
I don't know. Game physics would argue differently, apparently.
Yeah.
Wait, Wilson, how much did he put on in the 2 weeks? He says putting 2 weeks in
I
air
don't know,
quotes.
like maybe like 10 or 20 pounds.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, calm down.
The way you put it made it sound like
Yeah, but it's like centralized in an area, and it's really awkward.
Anyway, beside the point.
Wilson, to be fair, that doesn't really change anything between me and Clyde because, like,
I'm just saying, at the rate he's going, if we're on this floor for another, like, month, that man may weigh 300 pounds.
Whoa.
Selena, you're single.
Yeah?
Don't worry about it. I'm just thinking.
You are also single, Snow.
Yes, I am.
I am also a singular individual.
As is Daniel, and if we find him, maybe Ash. Who knows?
Hey,
Wilson, what about you? Are you a singular individual?
I am saving myself for the right person.
Anyway, Snow messages Sal.
Okay, sounds good. What do you say?
Hey, you didn't answer my last 3 messages. I'm just checking on you. Are you okay? Are you if you're dead, I mean, I won't get a response, but are you okay? Where are you?
Elias also messaged Sal. Are you dead? Question mark.
So, hey buddy.
I'm
Answer
gonna,
me, I'm your friend.
I'm gonna respond to Elias first and say yes, and then I'm gonna respond to and then I'm gonna respond to Snow message and say, "Oh, I'm more than good. I think I just met the love of my life." Send.
Snow. He says he is dead.
Oh, but he just told me he met the love of his life.
Maybe she was drop dead gorgeous.
You said it before me. I was literally gonna say that, but okay.
Can I try giving Elias a high five for making a joke?
That was actually a good one.
Yeah, of course, by all means.
Daniel attempts to give Elias a high five and just hangs in the air for a few moments.
Elias flinches and punches you.
In the face?
In the chest. Daniel, why are you initiating combat? This is not the time. Maybe some other time.
Daniel is going to blink and be like, this was a high five, Elias. It is a mark of congratulations and excitement.
Why not just say, congratulations, I have incitement.
Who else texted me? Did Wilson text me?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Hey, how's it going, bud? You want to respond to me? I'm your best friend.
Hi, best friend. Yes, I'm okay.
Oh, that's great.
Find me at this hospital place.
Oh.
Can I send coordinates?
Yeah, you can send cords.
Okay, I'm gonna send him coordinates. Find me here. My best friend, XOXO.
Oh, Snow, he is in the city, and he's actually in the Department of Medical Assistance.
Why is he okay.
Oh, I asked where he was.
I asked if he... Okay, that's to be fair.
Also pretty obvious why. Best friend, okay? That's pretty, yeah.
Clearly. Good friends.
Guild leader, best friend.
Priorities.
Priorities.
All right, fine. Okay, so, well, I don't feel like waiting around here for 4 or 5 hours. I don't know about anybody else. I ignore Elias if she says anything.
Preemptively ignoring.
Snow, why you turn your back to me? That is...
No. Yeah, very, just straight up turns back. I don't know about anybody else.
Snow.
We should probably go get Sal.
Why would you...
Snow is no longer facing anyone.
She's facing Nichia. I'm petting him. There you go.
So as you all begin to walk and organize yourselves, you hear a really large sound. It's towards the scale of the reciprocating gear that you heard previously, but imagine it 20 times larger, and you just hear something whirring up. And then you just hear this loud smashing noise, and you even begin to feel
slight tremors emanating all around you.
That felt like a massive mining piece of equipment.
And it's continuing to go on as you're speaking.
Is it getting closer?
It's not getting closer, but it seems to be getting more violent and stronger the longer we wait.
Maybe it is some sort of drill. I go and find another NPC.
And as you do that, you hear a large explosion.
Elias grabs her gun.
And the earth shakes, and the tremor is much more violent this time, and you see as a lot of the rocks from up on the cascading cliffside begin to tumble down. And a lot of the people are scurrying, running for their lives, as some of these boulders are starting to cascade and there's a rock slide enveloping. I need all of you to roll a reflex save.
Except for Sal, who's enjoying himself.
You're reflexing to dodge all those women's advances.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
27.
Woo! GM.
Yeah.
GM.
Yeah.
Crit fail.
Whoa! Yo, someone else might be going to the Department of Medical Assistance.
Why do all of my rolls crit fail when it
Is she going to be like
24.
Is she gonna be like 10 inches taller?
My nat reflex is 11, so 12.
So as you are all dodging, rolling, ducking for cover behind these various pieces of equipment, trying to get more so to the other cliffside, which seems more so intact and stable, but you realize that you are kind of in a little bit of a cavernous ravine here between these two mountains. There isn't too much for safety. And underneath this catastrophic event, this calamity of boulders tumbling down upon you, Elias does get caught, and you also hear the shrieks and screams of numerous other people all around as you notice that she may not have been the only victim of said rock slide. Elias, you notice that you did break your left leg, and you do notice as you take...
I have 104 HP.
Okay, you're good. You notice as you take 37 damage from this boulder.
Gosh, freaking dang, boy!
The boulder comes crashing down, and as it rolls at an immense velocity, it comes, and as you're running, it hits the side of your leg and crashes in and breaks it horizontally across the bone.
Ah! That's gonna leave a mark.
Ooh. Torn meniscus, torn ACL.
But you also do hear a high-pitched women's scream off in the distance.
Is everyone okay?
Yeah, besides all the dust that's all around.
Does Elias even hear that?
You have a ringing in your ears, and you are pumping and filled with adrenaline, the pain searing up your entire leg. Everything seems fine. It's almost numb at this point, but this sharp pain is impossible to ignore right down by your lower extremity. I rolled for this, by the way. I nat crit and then crit failed.
Jeez. Okay. All right. So we heard a scream, and then we heard Elias scream.
Yep. Oh, there's a cacophony of screams and shouting. And you see Elias was able to, thankfully, roll a strength check for me real quick.
Don't be a 1. Was not a 1.
Was not. 19.
Elias was able to push this medium-sized boulder from off of her leg, which was pinning her. She sends to heave it off, and it seems as if she's fine, but off in the distance, you see a number of male figures trying to lift this much larger, monstrous rock. The rock itself seems to be taller than all of the men put together, and it seems like they're just trying to heave it up enough, and you see a small figure maybe pinned underneath.
Snow's going to run that way.
She's fine, you say, as they see bones sticking out of her leg and blood.
She's fine. So, what does everyone do? Snow runs over to the group of individuals. Selena would immediately panic, running over to Elias. Oh my, I barely know you, and now you're bleeding, and there is bone exposed, and I was not prepared for this. I fainted in triage last time.
You calm down. This is not the worst injury I've had.
I find that very unlikely. And she does manage to, here, and she hands you a stick. Bite down on that.
Okay.
And she is going to attempt to reset, kind of push the leg back into its appropriate position because it is kind of bowed really awkwardly.
A good plan.
No.
Not here.
She's not.
No.
Just give her She tries to do this and then immediately almost faints. I can't. No. Okay, you can stop biting on the stick now. It's screaming. You're screaming. I'm screaming. I don't know what to do.
I'm not screaming. That's you. Just calm. I have a lot of adrenaline in me. It's making my leg feel completely numb. The pain will set in much later.
That is not reassuring.
I'm going to run over and gently tap Elias and use cure
Selena is doing likewise. So
serious wounds, I guess. That wouldn't help a broken leg.
No, you have to use like there's a spell that's, I think, is it restoration for that?
I don't think it's restoration. Maybe regeneration.
Regeneration,
which fixes broken limbs.
I think regeneration is basically like, oh, you lost a limb?
Bang, no one.
Unfortunately, it's a level 7 spell.
Yeah, and Selena does not have access to that either.
It's a level 9 spell for druids, clerics level 7. Oof.
I mean, to be fair, you're growing back an organ or limb.
Yeah.
You don't have to grow back the limb. My leg's not detached.
It takes 3 full rounds to cast it.
To grow back a limb.
It's not growing back a limb. I still have my leg.
No, I'm just saying. So,
under worst case scenario, if somebody lost a limb not in combat, but if they lost a limb and lived through it, you could get it back. It would just take 3 full rounds to cast the spell.
You can do a heal check on her. You can set a bone with that. Snow, but right now Snow is running over. She'll come back eventually. That's all
So I'm gonna roll for a heal check.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, that's what Selena rolled too.
Let's try again.
I'm only allowing you to roll that once in this situation. So you are able to heal off the hit point damage, and it seems as if somehow via magic and bandages, the bleeding has been stifled. You are currently at a -2 to both strength and dexterity.
Oh, dang.
Okay, well, at least the bleeding has stopped. That's good.
This is the best I can do for now. We're not equipped for this. There's a medical department, I hear.
Yes, there
they
is.
sound nice.
Are you okay, Selena?
Mild panic attack. There isn't medication in this game.
Calm down. It seems you're more uptight than I am.
I need a paper bag.
And she's just kind of like breathing in and out from her hands. And eventually, real quick question is, how do I put this to not break the tension? Is Elias susceptible to attractive men?
Yes.
Okay.
Wilson comes up.
Give me 2 seconds.
To put it shortly, yes. But it would be mostly because she hasn't encountered many in her lifetime.
That's fair.
Like men that she's experienced genuine attraction to. No offense, Daniel.
Correct.
Like physical attraction. She real life is school and the academy, and let's just say the guys there aren't really doing it for her, and also it's mostly a girls' school, so
Okay. So there is a man who runs up and approaches you, and he's currently carrying what seems to be some form of gurney. And he comes up. Is everyone all right?
you gotta describe him.
And you see before you a really tall man who...
Can I wait? Hold on.
I'm sure
No.
she needs to admire it more. Give it a moment.
I'm trying to see if this is actually like body, yes, but like his nose is wonky.
So you see a very strong and sturdy, chiseled man who seems to have some form of a beard and mustache fading in, but he has very well-kept hair.
Can I roll for how well Elias is dealing with pain?
Sure, absolutely.
Would that be will?
Yes.
Crit!
Nice. You are handling the pain like a champion. It doesn't even seem like it's set in. You are pumping with adrenaline.
Okay. And he just comes over?
He comes over. Is everyone all right?
Well, we stopped the bleeding on her, but...
I'm fine. I am fine.
No.
I'm...
Everyone else is preoccupied, but I can help you here. Please, assist me. Get her on the stretcher.
No,
of course.
I'm fine. Honestly.
Ma'am, and he puts his hand on your shoulder. Please, allow us. We will take care of you here.
You have a broken leg. I don't think you're going anywhere fast.
I'm gonna need to... Okay, so the first will save was for the pain. this will save is going to be to see if she loses cognitive thought at the sight of the man. It is 18 plus 6, that is 24 for my will, and I am keeping, Elias is keeping her composure at the sight of this very, very attractive man.
Yes.
And his physical contact towards her. I assure you, I'm fine. Honestly, it is a flesh wound.
Right.
Do not worry. I can take you somewhere safe. You will not have to deal with the Department of Medical Assistance.
Oh? Wouldn't they be able to help me, though? I mean, like...
Well, I'm sorry, we're new here. We don't know much.
Daniel, I say we follow him. I don't know this man, but I trust him.
Daniel will nod with his eyes.
Do I get to the rock at some point?
You do. You make your way over to the rock, Johnson.
We were thinking the same thing.
You make your way over to this absolutely massive boulder. It seems to be like 15 feet tall and almost 20 or 30 feet wide. It's crag-like and malformed, but it seems as if a part of it is actually splinted and is crushing the lower half of a small child.
Heal check. Is that child going to live? 17.
From your understanding, if he did, he would probably lose both of his legs.
Okay, paraplegic, got it. All right, Snow is going to lift the rock after taking a bull strength potion.
Okay.
Which gives her a mod of 6.
Okay.
Am I able to lift this rock?
When you come over, there are multiple men already attempting to lift this massive rock. And with you joining in, and another woman as well, you both manage to heave it up just enough that a woman rushes by and is able to drag him out. But it does look like everything from just above his knees down is completely shattered. And it is completely limp, malformed, and useless. A tattered mess, honestly.
I have Cure Moderate Wounds, which I will use on the child.
Okay.
20.
All right. So as you give this to him, he seems to quiet down almost, and it is successfully able to almost act like a painkiller in essence. And while you know from your understanding that the hit point damage may have been restored, the use of the limbs will not have been. And he seems as if he is trying to muster his strength and sit upright, but his legs are not listening to him, and he screams and pounds his fists at the ground, and he shouts, "Up, darn you, up!"
I'm sorry. This is all I can do right now. I don't have the ability to put your legs back together.
And it seems as if another woman runs over and she weepingly embraces him and begins crying, and a couple of the men are able to put him on the stretcher.
Okay.
And they do begin carrying him off. And the mother does manage to say to him, "No, come on now, Oliver. Just hang in there. We'll get you attention by whatever means necessary."
That's kind of ominous.
That's really, really scary.
That's really, it's kind of creepy.
Yeah. That's the start of a supervillain right there.
Snow starts to walk away, looking back at the mother and child as she's going off with him, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
But she's walking back towards where the rest of the group was.
Okay.
And I assume, did Elias already get dragged off by the time I get back?
You see that Elias is currently being carried on a stretcher by Daniel and another man who you do not recognize, and Wilson close behind, kind of having his arm around Selena, as she seems also heavily distraught.
Snow runs over. Where are we going? What's going on? Oh, Elias? Oh, God. Don't worry, Snow. It is a flesh wound.
This may be a problem. I don't know if we could treat her, but it would be a better alternative. I hate to see what that young boy's going through right now, but her condition seems less severe.
Well, are we going to the Department of Medical Assistance, or... Because we have a friend who's there that we need to retrieve.
Roll a sense motive against him.
He just wants to sweep her away.
It's an 11.
Can Elias roll a sense motive?
Sure.
17.
Snow, you are able to sense that he does not intend on taking her to the Department of Medical Assistance, which concerns you because you have no idea what he does have in store. Elias, you sense this, but you do sense that he genuinely hopes that wherever he is taking you will be able to help you, but he is uncertain to the point where it could be detrimental.
Can I ask,
why you do not wish to go to Department of Medical Service, sir?
Depends on who you are.
I am Elias. It is nice to meet you.
Figures. For you lot, I wouldn't recommend.
Well, we have to get our friend from the place where they do the medical stuff. If we don't, I mean...
Seems like you are already in a bind.
I'm sorry, sir. We're not from here. Could you just explain to us what the tension seems to be from? Because...
And maybe your name?
The name is Sebastian.
Damn. What a name. All right. Okay.
I feel like I've already met a Sebastian in game.
She's just scrolling back over to the shirtless picture.
Sebastian.
Oh, Sebastian, you say.
Sebastian.
Well, the only thing I could think to do, like, Wilson, did you get the location of where Sao is?
Yeah, he said, like you just said, and I told you, he is out by the Department of Medical Assistance right now, apparently. He mentioned that he might have been going to get his stuff, but I don't know where that would be.
Well, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm just concerned because this person has been missing from our group for a day.
They probably already had enough time to get to him then.
Get to him? Whoa. What does that mean? Never mind. Continue your explanation, sir.
And he looks around amidst all the screaming and running, the chaos, the machines clanging, and everyone attempting to make their way about.
This should be enough cover.
And he kind of goes to a low tone, almost like a whisper, as if he's trying to hide something.
I mean, the Department of Medical Assistance is a bit of an oxymoron, isn't it? They will assist you, of course, and they have some of the greatest technological advancements the world has ever seen. Undoubtedly, they would be able to save someone on the brink of death. But nothing comes for free, and if you do not have the resource to pay for it, you are trapped in servitude, much like myself.
And he kind of notions towards his one arm, and you see that there is a metal replacing a lot of this, like half of the skin. It looks like half of his arm is regular until it goes up to the bicep, and his entire bicep is almost completely metallic, but his hand is actually still quite human.
Now I get why.
Picking up what I'm putting down.
Like, is that a way to keep you in line? Like it'll explode or kill you or something?
No. The explosion got me once.
And he kind of dinks on his arm.
That's what put me in this bind. There was a mining accident.
Like the one that just happened, or was that not an
Similar.
accident?
But at the time, I was a registered underdweller. The collapse and the initial explosion tore off half my arm. Luckily, it was salvaged. I say luckily, so then they reattached it.
And he moves around his left hand.
Oh, gosh. Why do I think and imagine that Sao is going to end up a slave again?
Well, it's looking more likely.
The arm won't explode, but God forbid the abjurers come for you.
Ooh.
Who are they?
Maybe we should, I don't
Yes,
need
anyways, hurried.
Yeah, maybe we should...
The decision need be made quickly.
Maybe we should...
If you trust in me, I cannot guarantee you. At worst, it would have to be amputated. At best, we could recover it, but undoubtedly, if you went to the Department of Medical Assistance, they would have some form of cure. But at the cost, I do not know.
Okay, what keeps you... why don't we, walk and talk? I don't mean to be pushy, honestly. I'm great with pain, but there is bone sticking out of my leg.
As you are talking, you are all hearing in quick succession this irregular popping sound. It sounds like compressed air almost being released in short spurts, but it's kind of loud, and it seems like it's all happening in unison.
The train!
Sebastian, what is that noise?
It's the train.
What you would all describe as a train does eventually stop right before you, but it doesn't come to a screeching halt. It makes almost a silent steam.
Oh, we got steam power. Man, they are advanced.
Roll a knowledge engineering check.
I told you.
You were 100% on the money, by the way.
Daniel, I told you. It's the things they have, and then it comes out.
Your decision must be made now.
Oh,
okay.
Now that the preservers are here, I only have but a few moments to get you away. If you wish to go with them, I will acquiesce, but that decision is yours.
Elias, if you want to, you can go with Daniel and them to get your leg fixed, and maybe Wilson and I can go and get Sal. Selena, maybe go with Elias.
If
that's what you want to.
Really well with all this.
She doesn't do well with
Maybe
bones
take
stick-
Selena with you. She doesn't. She's freaking out more than me.
Okay, well, we have to get Sal back, especially if he's with these Doma people.
Oh, well, Snow, give me. Elias reaches out her arm for Snow.
Snow takes her hand and comes closer.
And Elias will put her other hand on top of it. Snow, you do what you must do. I will do what I must do. And I must follow handsome man. I meant I must get my leg fixed.
Okay, Sebastian, Elias and I will go with you, and I guess everyone else will go look for Sal.
All right, did you roll your knowledge engineering check for me?
I did. I got a 20.
Nice.
Well, not total, I mean, so 42 total.
Yeah. So the train is interesting as you notice that the wheels, it does not appear to be it is a reciprocating gear, but not in the same way that the previous one was. There isn't a steam canister on this train, but rather you notice that there are holes in the wheels, and it lines up perfectly with the nozzles on the ground. So you would assume that there is a steam line running underneath the entire track, which is, as the train moves, pushing steam into the wheels to propel it forward. And you can also notice as the steam that goes in comes out the bottom to help it lift off the ground with the forward motion.
Interesting. Well, yeah, Elias, you were right.
About what?
I need everyone who is going with Sebastian to roll a stealth check.
14.
17.
I rolled a 20. I'm right behind all of you.
Amazing. We never even knew it.
Oh, hi, Sal.
Wait, you can't see me. I have a very high stealth.
As all of you are trying to duck away, it would appear as if it is too late. You are all stopped by a number of men in long white coats, and they quickly guide you and whisk you away.
Clearly, you all need medical attention. You must have been caught in the rock slide. Come with us. We'll take you for care.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Honestly.
Tell them you abstain.
I have a stain. I'm fine. It is minor injury.
Do not worry. It will all be covered by the Department of Medical Assistance.
Down.
And
No,
Sebastian even is not objecting to this, for he realizes that it is too late. For once requested, one cannot simply decline.
Is that what they say?
No,
That's
Oh.
what he knows.
but he knows, and he's not speaking up. And he is actually now assisting them in carrying you on to the back of this cart on the train.
It looks like everyone's going this way anyways.
I don't trust white coats. No,
What do you want me to do? You want me to set your leg?
I don't know. Elias grabs her gun. I don't know.
And you do notice, as though there are a number of these individuals in white coats who are assisting all of you onto the train, there are a number of men also in black coats. But they are not assisting any of the civilians. They are just standing, 4 of them, one on each corner of each cart. And they seem to be armed.
No, Snow is another cold.
You cannot see their face, for they have these black metallic face guards on with large goggles and black caps.
Oh,
They have black coats, black boots, black pants, almost everything, and even
Stylish.
a metallic black rifle seemingly strewn across their back.
Reminds me of that one obscure show, Taker Guy. Repo
What?
Man.
No, it does
What?
not.
Repo
Guy.
Man. Taker Guy.
Oh, okay. I was like,
you
what?
guys are always referencing these shows. I don't watch them. Snow, if this is another cult town, some cultish thing going on,
It sounds kind of
culty.
Oppressive-y.
communist.
Fascist.
No.
That sounds more like...
No.
A little
No.
bit.
They want no. It
How
will not
about-
be communist.
We can't.
That's
we
not
can't,
what
we
it
can't-
is.
Daniel stands between. We can,
Communist
Wait,
is
had
about
that-
equality.
Hey! How about we
This-
debate the?
Don't you know
How
history?
about we debate the
Daniel,
pros and
Dan-
cons
uh,
of different political structures at a later time when you don't have bones sticking out of your leg?
Hey, I'm fine. You know what? If bone really does it make you uncomfortable, maybe you don't look at bone. Okay,
Mr. White, the guy in a white coat.
Mr. White.
Mr. White.
Yes, is this something I could assist you with?
You see, we are travelers from out of town, from overseas, actually. We don't happen to have your currency or way to provide for these medical services.
That's fine. Everything is provided for by the Department of Medical Assistance. The Department of Resources can be contacted if need be, but everything will be provided to you
See,
by
that
the people.
concerns me.
For free?
Everything is provided by the community.
Communist! Communist!
Elias glares at Snow.
Snow just looks back and hisses that communist.
What we
Daniel does not entirely give a damn about this conversation.
What
and
really
he's-
worries me is that they have guns. I haven't encountered any guns other than my own in this game so far. So far, it's only been something like swords, daggers, weird.
Well, this is a more advanced society.
Yeah, and so I lose my edge of gadgets, gizmos.
Gadgets and gizmos.
Gadgets, gizmos.
As you are seemingly excitable and currently heavily injured, one of the men in black coats walks over to you.
Oh,
And
Hi.
he motions, and two of the people in white coats start to pin you down by the shoulder.
no, I don't like this. Elias will try to bite them.
That is fine. You can do that. Roll to hit.
Elias, you're making it worse.
You are-
Stop.
You are there.
It was a 5 roll, so
Seriously, Elias, what good is gonna come
Yes.
of this?
No, I don't like this.
Trust
It's
me.
so culty.
Trust me, this will help.
And you see as there is a really large green
Hang on, sir,
green
hang on.
syringe, and
Sir, no.
he just stabs it in.
What was that?
It was a sedative.
What kind of sedative? I am a medical professional student.
I am not. This is what is provided by department. Do not worry. The community cares.
Can I roll a perception check to get a better look at his rifle?
Sure, absolutely.
24 total.
And you can.
It
take 'em.
seems to be a longed barrel revolver rifle. It seems to have only be able to hold a set number of rounds, probably anywhere between 6 to 8, and it seems to have a canister on the back of the hilt, but it is kind of hard to understand what that may be. Context clues would indicate, though, it is probably a compressed air gun.
We should just wait this out until we get to the Doma place.
I assume I'm knocked out.
Yes, you are unconscious. And as you hear the mechanism begin to start up, the air glider begins to move backwards, further deeper into the mountain pass, and eventually towards Air Veldum. And I think that's where we're going to leave off for this week's episode of Sword Art Online Odd. I hope you all enjoyed the new setting and atmosphere. We are out of the woods quite yet, but into the landslide. So I hope you all enjoyed.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Sword Art Online Odd. We hope you will continue to follow along on our journey. And if you want to, you can subscribe to the podcast in whatever app that you're using, including YouTube. Hey, you can support us in other ways too, by sharing the podcast with other people that you would think would enjoy it, or even people you think wouldn't enjoy it, but then somehow suddenly they do enjoy it. Magic. You can also go to our Patreon. The link is in the description below, where you can donate monthly to us and get some free goodies in regards to that, including early releases of episodes, some encounter maps made by the GMs, as well as session notes. So consider doing that. And you can also join us in our Discord, where we all hang out, we chat, we play Among Us and scream at each other because Somebody
Snow
keeps...
gets killed for the first round every single time.
Listen, the bloopity bloop room is the only room that I know. And I think that's electric. Beside the point. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And we hope to have you join us next week with the gate. Wait, no, not gate. God, not. Next week with Sword Art Online Odd. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.